It's Thursday, August 22nd, 2024. Thanks for joining me today. Please make sure to like this video, share this video everywhere, and make sure you subscribe. Kind of a quiet day overall today. All eyes and ears are on Jerome Powell tomorrow. He'll be speaking from Jackson Hole, and it'll be a very interesting speech. Obviously, most economists and the markets believe that the next rate cut coming, or the first one coming, as we've seemed to think every month we're going to get a rate cut. We're finally going to get one, it looks like, in September. Now, Jerome Powell will speak tomorrow. I think he will acknowledge that. The question is, how much does he acknowledge beyond that? Is he going to hint at more rate cuts for this year? Will he hint at a number of rate cuts for next year? Is he going to juice the markets a little bit tomorrow? We shall see. I would not be surprised to see markets very happy tomorrow. I would not be surprised to see metals having a very good day tomorrow. Who knows? As we all know, you cannot predict, forecast any of this stuff. There really are no fundamentals with these markets anymore. But all that being said, I think that markets and metals should have a good day tomorrow. We shall see. Today, Dow Jones was down 177. NASDAQ was down 300. Again, everything is waiting on Jerome Powell tomorrow, so we'll see what he has to say. Home sales rose in July for the first time in 5 months. That sounds like great news, doesn't it? Home sales up 1.3% month over month. Although they were down 2.5% year over year, this is the weakest July in home sales since July of 2010. This was interesting. Inventory is up 20%. Let me repeat that. Home inventory is up 20%. Rates are coming down. Inventory is going up. Why are we not seeing a run to the housing market? Why isn't everybody out buying a house right now with rates coming down and all this new inventory? Mortgage rates edge lower. This on Fox Business. 30-year fixed rate today, 6.62%. It is not enough to motivate buyers to jump into the housing market and go buy a house. I looked at some of the home sales. 2008, we saw around roughly about 4.2 million home sales. This year, right now, we're sitting at about 4.25 million. So we are looking at a year of home sales, literally the same as 2008. Going to be very close to what we saw in 2008. This is just how sick the housing market is right now. You are witnessing another housing collapse right now. Again, inventory is going up. The pool of qualified buyers is shrinking. Days on market is lasting longer. It's getting harder to sell a home. Ask a new builder. They're throwing in tons of incentives and dropping prices in order to move their inventory. Here's one from The Sun. Gone for good. Subway abruptly closes 23 stores in 2 states and 200 workers out of jobs. Diners fear chain is dropping like flies. This happened with no warning, no heads up. They just shut down 23 locations. This happened in Washington and in the state of Oregon. We're going to see more of this. You're going to see more restaurants, family restaurants, fast food chains, the franchises, they're all shutting down. People are having to make decisions now. They're deciding to save money, cook at home. They just don't have the discretionary spending, as you all know, to go out and have lunch at a fast food restaurant for $15, $20 now. They're pulling back on the $10 coffees. So things are definitely changing. It's going to be very interesting to see what it looks like this winter. ATM fees hit a record high in the United States. These are the cities where you'll pay the most. The average cost to get your paper money out of an ATM right now is $5. Don't the banks just love you? Don't the banks just love you? Don't your credit card companies love you that are charging you 23, 25, 29%? Don't they love you? And when they were borrowing money for literally nothing, they were still robbing and ripping people off with high interest on their credit cards. And now these ATM fees. In Atlanta, the average is $5.33. San Diego, you want to pull some of that monopoly money out, it's going to cost you $5.22. Phoenix, $5.22. Detroit, $5.18. People are just getting decimated every which way. Their health insurance goes up, the car insurance goes up, the property insurance goes up, the cost of an ATM goes up, your cell phone bill goes up, everything is going up. Where are people getting a break? Somebody please tell me today, other than maybe seeing big screen TVs at the lowest I've ever seen them, where are people really getting a break at right now? Because it looks to me, everywhere you go, prices just continue to go up, or they're gonna stay up. Walmart and Target are cutting prices to entice customers. Well, here's some good news. They're cutting some prices. People are going to go where they feel they're getting a deal. And so Walmart and Target have come to the conclusion that, hey, we're going to have to get traffic. We're going to have to pick up some traffic. So in order to do that, we're going to have to entice the consumer to come into our store. So let's cut some prices a little bit. And it seems to be working. When you see what's happening in auto sales, what's happening in home sales, when you're sitting on all this inventory and you're not getting the foot traffic, you're not getting the sales, well, Walmart and Target figured it out. Cut prices. Repeat, cut prices. You cut prices, people will come, as long as they have a job. This is going to be another problem now, that so many people are losing their job that no matter what prices are, if you don't have a job, it's going to be very, very difficult to eat, to shop, to buy a car, to buy a house. And this is going to be a big problem coming to America, is this job crisis that we are now in the beginning stages of. Without a job, it's going to be very, very difficult for people to survive. So do whatever you got to do to hang on to that job. Diversify a little bit, have a side hustle, have a couple side hustles. Halliburton allegedly hit by massive cyber attack. One of the largest oil field service companies in the world was hit Wednesday by a cyber attack. Again, I don't think people understand how fragile this whole thing is. And we're talking about, going to a digital currency, and won't that be wonderful and convenient? Think about how many countries now have the ability to cyber attack us. They're hitting our hospitals, they're hitting our oil field services, they're hitting our financial sector, they're hitting our military, they're hitting our grids, they're hitting everything. And it just amazes me that people will sell, they'll sell everything for some convenience. They'll sell safety for convenience. So, yeah, we could get cyber attacked and maybe our money won't work, but boy, it's so convenient and so easy to have this digital money. People just don't understand how quickly things can be shut off. And just imagine where the technology is going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Do you really want to have all of your eggs in one basket sitting on a computer screen? Do you really think it's that safe? It appeared to impact business operations at the company's North Houston campus, as well as some global connectivity networks. They have 48,000 employees, and they operate in more than 70 countries. I mean, think about the security they must have on their systems, and yet they're being infiltrated. I read daily about our water treatment facilities and our grids being attacked every day. You have the FBI warning us weekly now that they're gonna be very successful at some point, and they're gonna shut some grids down. They're gonna shut some cities down. They're gonna shut your water down. They're gonna shut your emergency services down. They have the technology to do this, and we're being overwhelmed every day by this. So be careful. Don't keep all your money sitting on a computer screen, because if that screen turns up to be blue one day and you cannot access your money, you're going to be in very, very big trouble, especially when your electricity doesn't work, your water doesn't work. It's imperative that you are putting some water away, you're putting food away. Put some food away for your animals too. Remember your animals. Make sure you have a trauma kit. Make sure you maybe have some extra vitamins, some extra medicine. Put this stuff away. If you have a small budget, just think about what you would need to survive for a week or two if the entire grid went down. Think about just a few items: water, food, security, things like that. A little silver, some cash. Don't keep all your money in the bank, ladies and gentlemen. Keep enough to pay the bills, but you may want to get some of it out, because if that grid goes down and those systems don't work, they're not taking your ATM, they're not taking your credit cards, they're not taking your debit card. They're taking one thing, cash. That's it. If it gets really bad, then you may be talking to a farmer about trading some gold and silver for food. Feds gave Catholic charities almost $800 million that helped shelter and transport the president's migrants into U.S. communities. Now, this isn't to get political. You know I don't get political. But we do have to get economic here. Wouldn't $800 million really be helping some Americans right now? Look, I don't want to see anybody suffer. I don't care where somebody's from, what part of the world. I don't want to see anybody suffer. But I can't afford to pay for it. This country can no longer afford to pay for anybody. We're bankrupt, $35 trillion in debt. We cannot afford to do this stuff. Who paid for this? What would $800 million do for your city? What would $800 million do for your business? What would it do for your kids? People are going into debt to buy back to school supplies. People are going into debt to go to the grocery store. They're going into debt to pay their electricity bill. And $800 million went to help these people when it should have went, in my opinion only, should have went to help Americans. Where's this money coming from? I think you have an idea. It's coming from you. It's coming from me. I want my money to help these people right here in the United States of America. Americans first. If we can't help ourselves, we can't help anybody. We're in very, very big trouble. Again, not political, it is economic. We deserve to know where this money's coming from, and we need to know why it's not helping Americans, why it's not helping the vets, why it's not helping small businesses, why it's not helping your kids' school, why it's not helping to create more jobs, why it's not helping to improve the infrastructure, why it's not going to help things right here, to feed people that need food right here in America. Who's paying for this? Why is this being allowed? And as I speak about that, Pittsburgh Post, debtors propose closing 2 Shenango Valley hospitals. Bankrupt Steward Healthcare System LLC is seeking court approval to close a 346 bed trauma center and a 69-bed rehabilitation hospital in the Shenango Valley. At the same time, fundraising and negotiations continue. We have to negotiate and fundraise to get money. Nobody gives it to us. To continue to save Steward's 82-bed Sharon Regional Medical Center in Mercer County. The owner of these properties is Medical Properties Trust, Inc. from Birmingham, Alabama. Now, while I read you this article coming from the Pittsburgh Post, they're looking to place these patients somewhere else because these units, these hospitals, look like they're going to be shutting down. And it blows my mind that we have $800 million to just give out when we have hospitals closing and patients in the hospital rooms need to find a new location. This is absolutely appalling that we're not helping our own people, that we're allowing hospitals to close, but we have hundreds of millions, billions of dollars to give to everybody else. What do you think about this? I think this should be completely illegal. I think it should be completely unacceptable. I just don't get it. I mean, this is just, to me, it looks like a full-on assault to the American people, in my opinion, that they're not getting the help. Businesses, people laying in a hospital bed, the infrastructure, the average person working paycheck to paycheck, 78% of this country, falling behind, spending another extra $1,000 a month just to live like they were, just to keep up where they were. They're spending an extra $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year. Most people cannot do that, and they're falling behind, and many people are falling out of the middle class while we give hundreds of millions and billions of dollars to people from all over the world, while our hospitals shut down, while our infrastructure crumbles, while our small businesses close down, while our restaurants close down, while the economy continues to fall into shambles. This continues to go on. We have money for everybody else. We don't have money for America. I'm going to leave it there today. Please comment on any of this. Tomorrow should be very, very interesting. What Jerome Powell says, how much does he juice the markets? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he shocks everybody. I doubt that. But how dovish will he be? How hawkish will he be? I think he's going to be extremely dovish. Who knows? I don't have a crystal ball. Let me know your thoughts. What's Jerome Powell going to do tomorrow? How will the markets react? And are you seeing hospitals, businesses, restaurants in your areas continue to close down? And how much worse is it going to get? This is absolutely unacceptable. It's absolutely pathetic. It's disgusting. It's repulsive that this is allowed to go on and nobody is doing anything about it. I pray to God that everybody's voting. I know that it's selection, yada, yada. But look, you got to do something. People got to be out talking. They've got to be posting this stuff on social media. They've got to be voting. It's not an election, it's a selection, maybe to a point. But if enough people got off the couch and voted, maybe it's harder to select at that point. I don't have the answers, ladies and gentlemen, but we got some big problems and they need to be addressed. And I think the more that people admit that we have problems, the more that people see these problems, the more that people speak up a little bit, vote a little bit more, post more on social media, maybe something gets done. How about prayer? How about prayer? If you don't think any of that works, one thing that we do know that works is prayer. We all need to be praying for the United States of America. We all need to be praying for one another, because if we're not praying for this country at this point, because it needs a miracle. The only thing that saves us now, saves this economy, is a miracle. And the only way we're going to get that is prayer and getting off the couch. Have a great day. Be safe out there. God bless all of you. God bless America. Talk to all of you very, very soon.